What's going on, guys? It's your boy Trolltek here for another video. So today we're getting into His Man episode 11. I'm kind of nervous for this episode because drama is being very drama in the last episode. So I just feel like it's gonna just get worse and worse and worse. I'm gonna be straight up. I hope they don't focus on the Yanjin, Minsung, fucking Hyungjun trio, because I had 2 episodes of them. I'm fucking stressed out with them. So hopefully we get other stuff. Though I feel like there's no other like couples to kind of create some type of like engaging like drama-esque stuff to get you interested. So they'll probably focus on them. Everyone else is pretty chill, you know, like Junsung and Sungho are basically a couple at this point. The other boys are just vibing. So it's only those 3 that are a problem, really. So I feel like that they're definitely going to be the focus, but I don't want them to be the focus at all. They were stressing me out like a motherfucker in the last episode, but we'll see. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get into episode 11 of His Man season 2. Here we go. This moment was so awkward though, like when he was like, oh, let's go together, and then Yanjin was like jumping in, and then it was like, oh, but you lost a lot. I think they did like a coin toss or something. I can't remember, but it was definitely anxiety inducing.
처음 잡았어. 너무 좋았죠. 이렇게 손 잡고 타는데 손을 잡으니까 이게 일상이 됐으면 좋겠다라고.
I was going to say, are they going to do the zipline the whole holding hands the whole way, or?
찰나의 순간에 생각했습니다.
잡고 네 같이 내려갔습니다.
다음 부분
가자.
초대합니다.
That was the reason I was saying like that him and Sungho wouldn't work, because they're both like people that like being taken care of. So I don't think they would work. You know what I mean? It's just like it's double negative almost. So
너 콧물 묻었다 이렇게 말이라도 해주는, 이렇게 옷으로 이렇게 닦아주는데 한편에 좀 부끄러우면서 설레고.
fucking Yoongi, please. I'm convinced if Sanu fucking breathes, he's gonna find that heart beating. So these two definitely had a conversation about like what happened, because the vibe is fine now. There's no way they went from their last interaction to now and it's all chill. So they definitely had a conversation in between that was probably like off camera or some shit.
우와, 왜? 완전 따뜻해.
아 여기 따뜻해?
대박인데? 우와.
Ooh.
진짜 예쁜데?
Are they staying the night or what? What's going on? Because there's a bed. Pause.
쓸라다가 무서웠다. 여기서 샤워를 하면 되는 게 맞아? 샤워? 아닌가? 화장실 따로 있나 봐. 화장실 따로 있겠다.
Bro is honed in on the fucking toilets and restroom shower.
추울 때 들어가자. 불 붙여야겠다.
아니 좀 들어갔다 나오니까 괜찮은데?
우와.
Oh, that seems like it's going against the OH&S.
조심해. 나 아직 안 죽고 싶단 말이야.
얘는 왜 이럴까?
I love how chill Junsung was about that. His hand was about to be on flames.
저 가족이랑 캠핑장을 간 거 말고는 처음 가봤습니다.
At best, this is glamping, bro. This is not camping. At best, we could call it glamping.
이쁘게 싸울 걸. 이건 뭐야?
Camera's filled with fucking smoke.
파이어래. 단조로운 불멍은 가라. 매직 파이어와 함께 불멍의 세계로. 이거 연기가.
Yeah, I was just saying, the smoke is fucking destroying them.
바람 때문에 먼지가.
Just constant grinding right now on this date. Oh, that sounded crazy. Grinding as in like working. I didn't, not grinding in the other way. I meant as in like working. Working on something. You know, when you like grinding out levels, for example. That's what I meant. How's moving castle? Oh, Calcifer?
진짜 신기해. 맞지?
Oh, it's like the green flame. Oh, crazy.
아니 이런 게 있다고?
I didn't even clock that. That's cool.
와 진짜 예쁘다.
대박.
It's like food coloring, but for the fire.
이거 덮고 있어.
This is going to be such a thing reference. I don't know if anyone's played Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, but like if you play Final Fantasy 15, the camping scenes, this is what this is reminding me of.
나 이거 확 나서. 그때는 롱 패딩 입어야지. 한번 와보니까 알았어.
Oh, the greens disappeared from the fire immediately.
꼴입니까?
That only lasts a couple of seconds, I think.
나오는 거
그
맞아?
안에 뜯었어? 아니 이걸 다 뜯으면 어떡해?
Oh, they got the covering still on them.
튕길래.
Oh, mate.
뜯는 거 좋아해. 할까?
루파 지나있네?
Just chuck the pan directly on the fire.
또 하나하나 다 저희가 해야 되고 불은 생각보다 금방 꺼지는데 안 붙고.
I love how realistic this show can get sometimes.
먹고 있어요.
That's given when your mom makes you, like some food and then you just like you're about to eat it and then you're just like how is it? I haven't even chewed it yet. I don't know yet. Give me some time, brother. I was actually looking at how much these jackets cost because I found them. Bro, these cunts are so expensive. Like it's not crazy expensive, but like it's expensive. It's like I looked and this was on special, mind you. When I found it was like $380 on special. So I think the actual full price is like $480, $500. Well, Australian dollars at least. Okay, good so.
뭔데?
A little bit of Riz action.
원래 너는
근데 나한테 부담을 안 주려고 하는 게 너무 좋았어.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like he was persistent. He is persistent, but it's like not persistence in like, I'll make a decision now, choose me. That it wasn't that type of persistence. It was more like, I like you. That's a fact. I'm gonna stick to my choice. You can reject me or you can accept it. It is what it is, but that's the type of persistence he had. So I think, there's definitely a difference between being pushy and being persistent. And he was persistent, not pushy. Jun-sung, I mean.
다른 사람한테 호감 있던 사람 없어? 없어.
Probably didn't even have to wait a second.
너는 진짜 편해서 봐. 긴장하게 되잖아.
아 그런 것도 있을 것 같아.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that. Jun-sung is like, I don't really... Not that he's like, I don't like the heart stopping, passionate, fucking... that type of romance. I'm sure there's a place for it, but it's like, he's one of those guys where it's like, I prefer, comfortableness and just, I guess, understanding one another and peacefulness as opposed to that quick burning, passionate, heart-wrenching, romance that a lot of people love. So that's actually, I think that's why I like Jun-sung so much. It's just, I find a lot of similarities personality-wise.
펩시 영화 좀.
I think the reason I view these two as perfect, like out of all the boys, why these two are perfect for one another, in my opinion, is that they want the same thing really out of their relationships. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't know, the other guys don't really either they don't have a vision of what they want their relationship to look like and just want to be in a relationship for the sake of it, or they don't have the same vision as others. So it's like it doesn't, even if they're going to a relationship, it will like ultimately not work out. I feel like with these two, I feel like what they're talking about here, like, you know, going to the supermarket and just buying groceries for the month or whatever, or for the week or whatever, together, like that idea, just being part of each other's normal, everyday, boring lives. Like that's what they both want, right? So I feel like that's why they work. So it's really interesting
처음 한다니까.
to see like the difference between these guys and the other
어디
guys.
가서 캠핑 얘기하면 내 생각날 거야.
또 모르지.
And what do you say?
나겠죠.
생각나겠지.
And then
어디 가서든 캠핑
now wherever you go, you'll think of me when you talk.
얘기하면 내 생각날 거야.
또 모르지.
생각은 나겠죠.
생각나겠지. 참. 진짜 좋아. 자고 하고 싶을 정도로 좋아.
Sleep or sleep?
고기도 맛있게
Sorry guys. I'm sorry.
분위기가 너무 좋다. 진짜. 아니 좋아?
괜찮아. 좀 추운데.
Another thing with these two is it's not forced. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the other guys are trying to force these weird romantic moments sometimes. Like I say weird, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they try to force these moments like, oh, he fucking touched my shoulder. My heart has stopped and it's beating 1,000 miles a minute. Like that type of like force, like, okay, bro, let's be real. That's not what happened. Actually, that was your genuine feelings about that. These two, it's just like, it's very low key and it's not these crazy, intense drama filled moments, but it feels real, you know?
네, 막 죽을 정도는 아니고.
너도 예쁜 공간에 예쁜 날씨에 예쁜 사람과 데이트를 했다는 게 사실 좀 되게 비현실적이잖아요. 다 예쁘고 좋았어요.
I think it's because these two also I think the reason it comes off way more genuine as well, these two are genuinely more introspective. They don't talk a lot type of people. Like, you know, they're reserved. So it's like anything you get from them is pretty like just something that they've thought over a million times before they act on or say something, if that makes sense.
누가 붙였는지 불 잘 붙여.
고민했거든. 나 왜 나왔지? 이런 생각이 좀 있었는데 지금 나오려고.
What was happening on the third day? I'm trying to remember. So first day we had like, okay, that third day was around, I think, when he overheard the conversation between Junsung and Sunu and was like pissed off about it. I think that was the third day.
너무 잘한 것 같아. 형은?
And I know I'm pausing a lot, but go back to the disclaimer. So interesting point that he just made. That was exhausting, right? Like, and I think the reason it's exhausting, it's 8 days, so it's not a long time, but I think the reason it's exhausting because in your real life, right, even if you have these same situations happening in your real life, you have things to distract you. Like you've got like your friends, you've got work, you've got, you know, there's things that are external to this, like your romantic relationships that are distracting you, right? That you can focus on if it's getting too much. Where in this house is like, this is the only thing that is happening in your life, in like the immediate. So it's like, you can't remove yourself from it at all. So it's just like, so it would be way more draining, I think. Like at least with a show like The Boyfriend, they are there, they're in the house, yeah, but they're also like going to their jobs in their normal life and stuff. This show is like purely just like chucked into a house. This is your life 24/7 for 8 days.
나? 그러니까 알 수 없지만 저는 확신이 좀 생긴 것 같았어요. 중승이 형 말고는 다른 분들은 이제 친구나 동료같이 느껴지고
Right, exactly.
중성이 형한테만 호감이 좀
Oh, Sanu, sorry, brother. Let's be honest, we knew this was the case since like episode fucking 7 or some shit. Like that Sanu was not even in the race. Like, let's be straight up. The only reason it was a conversation was to keep the drama of the show up. Like, honestly, I would even say, like, from in my opinion, because I remember watching it, episode 1, their first meeting, I feel like, maybe in hindsight I'm saying this, but I feel like I already clocked that Junsung and Sung-ho already were more of like there was already a vibe there, even in their first meeting. And I know at the time Sung-ho didn't really look at Junsung as like a possible prospect, and he was all about Sanu at that time, but I just felt it there. Maybe I'm saying that in hindsight, but I remember I went back to watch my reaction to episode 1, and I did, like, the way I reacted to it, you could say I sensed a vibe there. So I don't think it's just in hindsight I'm saying that, but I definitely feel like, I don't know, there was just something different about the vibe between them, even when they didn't know that they liked one another. In my opinion, that's me personally. Because I remember the first episode, it was a trio date with Sanu, Sung-ho, and Junsung.
하고 싶었어. TV로만 봤던 말이 없네. 뭐가 여기?
And also, I'm going to add another caveat to why I think Sung-ho and Sanu wasn't ever going to really work out. And it's not even from Sun-ho's perspective. It's more from Sanu's perspective of the way he approached Sung-ho was, you're my second choice. Because if you remember, early days, he was into Junsung. Like, he was really into Junsung. Like, that was a thing. And I think the reason he didn't try as hard or wasn't, like, I guess, as invested in making it work with Sung-ho was the fact it was a second choice, in my opinion. And then I think after a certain point, it kind of just became like this weird thing where Sanu kind of, I felt like Sanu never really liked Sung-ho in that way, but just felt like he did because of just the messiness of that situation, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it.
너랑 있을 때는 항상 날씨가 좋더라. 데이트 나오면. 신기해. 막 뭔가 누가 조종하는 것 같은 말 아니야.
날씨 조종이네.
Fucking Zeus was wingmanning their date.
나 맨날 날씨 조종은 내가 아니라 너겠지 그러면.
형 말에 집중이 안 돼. 너무 맛있을 것 같아.
He's like, bro, I'm focused on this fucking food.
밀렸어.
강밀림. 아니 너무 맛있겠는데?
So I'm about to say something probably sacrilegious, but marshmallows to me are so overrated. Look, I don't dislike them, but it's just like that's the last. If I'm in the lolly section, right, in the shops, there's no way out of every lolly possible. I guess is marshmallow really a lot? It's basically a lolly. Out of every possibility, marshmallow is the last thing I'm choosing. The only time I'll choose marshmallow. Only time is if I'm gonna have like a hot chocolate, or we're in this situation, we're gonna go camping and I'm gonna roast something on the barbecue. It's the only like possible options. I'm never eating marshmallow as an option outside of those situations, unless like it's in the house and there's no other lollies.
그리고 음식한 때 밀렸어. 진짜. 너무 나 마시멜로 이렇게 정성껏 부어보는 거 진짜 오랜만이야. 오랜만이 아니야. 살면서 처음인 걸 수도.
It's like I've never done this shit, bro. It's not been a while.
근데 이렇게 정성껏 부어본 건 살면서.
Why does that marshmallow look like saggy tits?
입에 다 묻었네 그냥.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was crazy. That was so out of pocket. Why did I say that? That was so out of pocket. Okay, guys. Gay. No, I'm joking.
치즈 먹니?
It does look like cheese, actually. I was gonna say that. It looks like there's cheese in the marshmallow. Okay. Oh, nah, Junsung, the eye contact, brother? Oh, nah, Junsung's going crazy.
중성이 형 특유의 그 눈빛이 진짜 사람을 설레게
Like he wants to eat you, bro. Okay, nah, Junsung needs to chill. Brother needs to chill because he wants to make use of that cabin. I'll tell you that much.
식당? 그래.
괜찮아. 내 눈에만 이쁜데.
Oh, nah, that's crazy. You know what reminds me is like you're watching a movie and there's like a romantic scene and then like something goes wrong. It's like a record scratch. Like it's one of those moments.
안 들어가고 싶다. 불 끌래? 불 자기.
Oh yeah, I'm sure for nothing. Yeah, I'm sure, brother.
아니. 하지 마. 가.
Oh yeah.
얼굴 좀 보게.
Oh yeah, they.
완벽에 가까웠다.
Yeah, they.
성공했습니다.
Like I was joking. I don't think they fucked there, but they did kiss. I'm gonna say they kissed 100%. I don't think there's cameras everywhere, so they didn't fuck, but like they definitely kissed.
완벽했다. 날씨부터 성우까지 완벽했다.
저녁 바로 드실 거죠? 네.
Yeah,
제가
they made it so obvious that that's what happened.
하겠습니다.
But I'll tell you, they're such cowards for not. I guess maybe it was a privacy thing and maybe they didn't want that to air, but I feel like it was definitely from production side of things. It's like, oh, we got a gay dating show, but we're scared to show two gay men kissing. So it could have been them, the contestants saying, oh, we don't want that aired, but I don't think so. I just think the production side were too scared. Cowards. Yep. We had 23 minutes apiece, and now we're about to go back to the drama. I got too confident in this lack of drama. I got too complacent, not confident. That's the word. That was weird. I hate cutesy talk. Sorry. It's not an attack on Yanjin. I just don't. I hate it in any relationship. I find it the cringiest things when they do like. I'm not gonna even replicate it, but you know what I mean, like the cutesy like baby talk. I fucking hate that shit. I'm sorry, guys.
괜찮아요? 뭐 도와줘요?
나 오늘 기분 좋습니다.
뭐 음료라도.
Like if anyone ever catches me doing shoot me in the face, that's actually how I feel about that, because that.
너 이제 제법 미성년때 속도를 내더라?
저요?
잘 되고 있는 것 같아?
Can I look? This is not because I've got negative feelings for Yanjin, but this fit, bruh, he needs to hang that up. I don't know who told him it looks good, but honestly, it just feels like he's getting violated by wearing this. He looks like a dad that's given up on his marriage. Like it just looks so terrible. Like it's not even the clothes itself. It's just so ill-fitting on him. I'm just trying to give bro advice, honestly. I'm trying to give him some game because it looks terrible. Bro, it looks like alfalfa or some shit.
뭐 그렇게 해서
한 두세 말 이상
진짜?
뭐야, 왜 도대체 그러는 거야?
Yeah. This vibe is.
한번 다 닦고 새로 쓰지 뭐. 설거지거리 또 있을까요?
See, honestly, if everyone had Yoonhee's maturity about like their dynamics relationship wise, I think it would be chill vibes. Because like Yoonhee knows he's like got a very low chance with Sonu, but like doesn't ever had bad vibe with other people that are interested in Sonu. Like yeah, he gets jealous. Don't get me wrong, but he's always just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be toxic towards this person just because we're like the same person. You know what I mean? So it's like if they just had his maturity, brother, I swear. Like, how's a kid, like, basically freshly out of high school have more maturity than you guys in your mid-20s? I don't understand. Oh my god, this trio is killing me.
아니야 옷 입지 마. 입지 마 입지 마 입지 마. 옷을 입지 말라고.
Where nothing is crazy work, Yanjin.
왜 왜? 내가 웃긴 게 항상 요리하는 사람 정말 재밌었어. 늦게 오고.
But yeah, those pants were way too tight, and not in like a sexy eyes. So it looks good, it's tight. No, it was like tight as in it looked like he was wearing like a 12-year-old's trackies. You know what I mean?
둘이 대화하노.
담배 피러 갈 건데.
그래? 나도 따라갈래.
Oh, Min Sung's face is like, bro, fuck off. Fuck. Oh, look, he's not feeling this at all. Yanjin, he's just like, I don't even know what to say, bro.
아니야, 둘이 갔다 와.
나 좀 먹고 갈래?
둘이 갔다 와.
일단
Well, at least-
반반이니까 좀 조금만.
At least in you, it was like, okay, let me get out.
언니 냄새 맡아봤어?
See, okay, this is my beef with Yanjin, right? Is like, I don't think because he's chasing after Minsung, that's not my issue with him. Because, you know, they're not, Hyunjin and Minsung aren't together officially. So it's fine. You can chase after him. That's not my issue. My issue with him is he acts like he's really good friends with Hyunjin, and he acts like, you know, he's not basically trying to snake him, because that's what he's trying to do. Because if they were both into Minsung the whole time, then okay, maybe. But like, Minsung and Hyunjin had a thing going, and then he jumps in after the fact because Sunu rejected him, basically. But he continues to act like he's not trying to snake him. You know what I mean? And he's just acting like nice in his face and shit, and then talks shit in the interview sections. And maybe it was edited in a certain way, so I can't fully judge the guy. I'm not sure. You don't know. But my biggest issue is that. That's my issue. Like, because I genuinely don't think I don't think his desire to chase Minsung is bad inherently. I think just the format he's using is bad, you know? If Yanjin went up to Hyunjin and was like, oh, by the way, I'm attracted to Minsung, you aren't officially together, I'm going to pursue him, sorry. That would be fine. That's like, okay, you're being a proper friend. You're saying this, and the other. This is what's going to happen. This is, you know, no hard feelings. And then I would be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But instead, he's just trying to snake him the whole time. Like acting like he's not doing what he's doing. But then obviously we know what his intentions are. Anyway, maybe I'm a bit old fashioned, but I just feel like that's the reason I've got a beef with him.
얼른 먹고 쉬어.
I'm not even gonna say anything anymore, bro.
아 맛있겠다. 먹을까?
I'm not even gonna say anything anymore.
응원을 해주는 사람인 줄 알았어요.
Right. That's the point I'm making. That's the exact point what Hyunjin just said. Is I didn't even know what this was happening. What the like what? I didn't even clock this. That's the point that I'm making. Like if that's my issue with it. If Hyunjin didn't act like this and just was upfront and said this, and the other, and didn't act in a different way than what his intention is, then I would have no issue. But Hyunjin clocked it. Like exactly my biggest issue. Like I do want to add a disclaimer. I don't think Hyunjin, the actual things he does aren't bad. I mean, sorry, the actual intention he has is not bad. I genuinely think he doesn't have bad intentions. I think he's generally a good dude, I think. But his methods leave much left to be desired. I'll say that much. I would have loved to see Junsung and Sungho here just to see them watching this circus. This circus of a fucking atmosphere. Because they're always like kind of a bit removed from it. So it'd be funny to see their kind of interpretation of what's going on.
몇 가지 씹어 먹는 거.
우유를 좋아해.
근데 왜?
너무 말고. 이렇게 먹어봐.
Oh, no. Minsung was about to grab it and then he was like, no, just eat it from my hand.
야, 돌릴 거면 다 돌려. 그래.
튀기는 거야.
Yanjin is fuming, for sure.
세 명 있을 때는 그냥 숨 막히는 기분이 들더라고요. 형준이 불편해서 셋이 있기에.
Like, as much as I do criticize Hyunjin's actions, let's say, it's not his fault, actually. This situation isn't actually his fault. Because all he is doing is, okay, yeah, he's a bit over the top. He's a bit over the top. I will say that. He's a bit over the top. But it's actually not his fault. Because it's actually Minsung's fault. This whole situation. Fault is a strong word, but fault as in, if you don't like this interaction with the three of you, tell them, number one. If you do have a preference, then allowing the other person to entertain whatever it is, that's on you. You know, like if you like Hyunjin, which we know that's the reason he's kind of in this bind because he doesn't even know what he wants. And he's very iffy. You know, he's like, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't really know how to know what he wants, if that makes sense. So he's kind of like in this weird thing of like, oh, I like Hyunjin, but then also like Yanjin, but then I don't know. It's like, you know. But yeah, it's honestly, if we look at the root issue, I think it is Minsung's indecision. That's the word I was looking for. Indecision, indecisive, just personality in general, and refusal to communicate what he's feeling. Not to say the other two don't have their own faults in this situation, but if we look at the root cause, I think it is from Minsung's side, in my opinion.
아, 오늘 두고 좀 씻을게요.
저도 제 거.
맛있게 드셔주셔서 감사합니다.
잘 먹었습니다.
장가 두시면 무수리가 깨끗이 청소해 놓을게요.
Come on, Yanjin, just start doing the dishes. Don't even let him get there. Don't even let him get there. Because if you start doing them, then Minsung's going to help you out. It is what it is, bro. Because like the thing with Hyunjin is his only fault right now is he's getting too complacent with like it's a done deal with Minsung, which is not, because we know Minsung's very indecisive. So I think he needs to grind it out a bit. Yeah, it sucked in. I genuinely don't have. I know I'm playing it up for the reaction because it's funny. I don't hate this guy. Maybe I don't vibe with him as much as someone else, but like he's not a bad guy. I'm just memeing it. I am stretching it a bit for the meme of the reaction, but like I do also not fully vibe with him. So I am more on Hyunjin's side. I'm gonna be straight up in this competition, but
그냥 들어가. 응? 들어가. 좀 도와줘야지.
okay, that was shady, bro. For Yanjin, why are you like this, man? I'm giving him a positive comment about his personality. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to be positive with him, and then he does shady shit like this. And I just don't know what to say after that.
도와드릴게요. 다 했어요. 너무 많아요, 서럽지 않아. 아닌데? 내가 정리를 좀 해줄게.
Oh, he's fuming.
뭐 마실 거
He didn't even think about the strategy. He's just angry. He's just like fucking.
드릴까요?
Fair enough. Like fair enough. Fair enough. Get the fuck out of my face, Yanjin. That's how I would react. Like if I'm him, I'm like, get out of my space right now. Just let me stew in my anger and let me calm down. I can see it, bro.
커피? 난 괜찮아. 괜찮아요?
This is very like responsible though. He got furious. I can tell. Instead of exploding or whatever, he threw himself out of that situation and was like, let me just calm down. That's like honestly, genuinely very mature response to this.
그런 생각을 할 줄 몰랐네.
하는 행동 보면은 아니 이렇게 했다가 저렇게 했다가 어디 정도에 맞춰줘야 되는 건데.
Why do I feel? I just feel it. It's an ugly feeling in my chest. Why do I feel like Minsung's gonna end up you choosing Yanjin? And I'll tell you why I think that. This conversation just made me something activated in my brain, in the neurons in my brain. The reason I say that is because here Hyunjin is saying, I just want to have this conversation. This is what it is. This is like, let's make this shit clear. Let's communicate this shit clearly. Hyunjin and Minsung, on the other hand, are two people that I don't know if they're scared of clear communication and knowing what's going on. Maybe they are, but they're both two people that avoid conflict and communicating things when they need to be communicated. So I feel like they might just like, not because Minsung likes Hyunjin more. I mean, not because Minsung likes Hyunjin more. I don't think that's why he might choose him. He might choose him just because he might retreat back to the comfortability of being with someone that doesn't force him to face these type of situations where clear communication and knowing and like, you know, and setting these clear boundaries and thing are a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think he might be scared from that and choose Hyunjin as a result, in my opinion. You know, it's kind of how when someone goes through toxic relationships, not to say Minsung has, I don't know if he has, he might have, but when you go through toxic relationships, you kind of default to going into more toxic relationships because when you meet someone that's like in a good space and communicates and isn't toxic, it scares you, and then you just revert back to another toxic relationship, right? I think that's might be what happens. Hopefully I'm wrong, but not to say Hyunjin's toxic. I'm just saying I don't think, like, if he was to choose Yanjin, it could just be, it feels safer because it's something that he's personality wise he understands, if that makes sense.
저 사실 잘 이해를 하진 못했어요. 확실히 형준님이 형진님에게 조금 그런 건 있으신 것 같더라고요.
Minsung being so furious right now. Like, not like, what? Like, being surprised that Hyunjin has issues with Hyunjin's behavior is insane. How like self-absorbed do you need to be? Like, no hate to this guy, but how self-absorbed do you need to be to realize that anyone would be pissed off with Hyunjin in this situation? Like, what are you talking about?
그래. 담담하네 생각보다는. 역시.
근데 막 그건 있지, 약간 놀라운 거지 그냥. 약간 진짜 눈도 코도
Yeah. Because like forget about Minsung in this situation. I think it would also be extra, like, I would be extra furious at least just from like a friendship level where I felt like, if I'm talking, like, say I'm Hyunjin, I'm like, I felt like we were boys, you know, we're friends. Like, so even if you did like the same person I like, we could have a conversation about it instead of you fucking stabbing me in the back, right? That's the perspective. And I fully agree with it. So it's like I feel like he got stabbed in the back twice, if you think about it, where Minsung didn't really take his concerns seriously when they had that conversation on the balcony. And also Yanjin stabbed him in the back, basically. And I know technically he's not together with Min Sung, but there was clearly like an underlying social, this is a thing, and then Hyunjin decided to jump in that. So there was a level of like, you knew you were kind of grassing him, you know? Like you kind of knew you were doing that. So I think it would be like a double whammy. I would be furious, personally. Like if it was me in this situation, I would completely remove myself from the equation. I would I wouldn't tolerate it personally. If this happened to me, I'd go to him and I'm like, okay, it's done. You can go with Hyunjin. That's fine. If that's how I would deal with that situation.
하면 스트레스 받을 것 같아요. 그게 진짜 속상하더라고요. 알면서도 그렇습니다.
다들 표정이 안 좋은 줄 알겠다. 난 사람들이 나 눈이 안.
These bros are coming back to a fucking minefield of fucking house. That's all I'll say. But when it comes to Min Sung's uncomfortability, I guess, with these conversations that need to happen, I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I'm genuinely. It feels like I'm piling on Min Sung, but it's not. It's not what's happening. It's like I understand you can be uncomfortable, but it's like if your potential partner can't even bring up in a conversation with you because they're like, oh, he's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be a thing. And then I know he's going to distance himself away from me if I bring up this conversation. You can't have that conversation with your potential partner. Once you are in a relationship, what's going to happen then? You know? Like, honestly, I'm almost glad that this happened with this trio because I think Hyunjin might be saved. So what do I mean? I'm actually low-key, after seeing all these behaviors, and maybe I'm judging too early, but honestly, I think at this point, I want Min Sung to choose Hyunjin, and the reason for it is, I don't think Min Sung deserves someone like Hyunjin, who wants to be communicative and have a healthy, kind of solid base of communication and, you know, whatever. I genuinely don't think Min Sung is in a place to be with someone like that. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think Min Sung deserves Hyunjin at this point. Now we're gonna see, depending on what happens in the next couple of episodes, but that's just my perspective.
안 떠신다. 맞지. 옷은 훈련한 줄 알겠다.
Yeah, bro. No, this is drama central right now, guys. So I love how they're so happy and chill, and then they're gonna walk into a storm.
선물은? 선물은? 내가 이것까지는 하는데 이거는 진짜 아닌 거야. 알았지? 이건 진짜. 누가 봐도 매치.
I actually love that trio: Junsung, Yoonhee, and Yeonjun.
맞아. 사람들이 와서 프로페셔널한 모습을 보일 수 있게 내가 그걸 생각하면서 눈 감아봐.
팩트 사왔니?
What is it? Nah, powder's crazy. Got him some cocaine. No, I'm joking.
지금 나
우리 그거 뜯자. 뭐 포켓몬. 좋아.
나 지금 상태 안 좋으니까 꺼져. 들어갔다 나오지 마.
우리 선물 자랑하자.
Honestly, you know what I'm clocking, and maybe I'm wrong, but like in the house, I can see the guys that are genuinely friends, and then the guys that are friends for the sake of the show. You know what I mean? Like I can see the members of the cast that probably hang out after the show like pretty regularly, like actual boys. And then I can see the ones that are kind of there just for like polite conversation. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much, but like these four, for example, give me mad like friend, like actual boys vibes. To me, Hyunjin, for example, gives me very like polite conversation vibes with every member in the house, honestly. I don't feel like he's really close with anyone. And I'm not saying that just because I don't vibe with him. I genuinely, the vibes I've noticed between the guys, I don't think he has that like comfortable like camaraderie ship with anyone, which is interesting. Anonymous chat. Oh, it's like a random chat, group chat.
잠깐만.
나를 숨기는 거. 나를 상대한테 숨기는 거. 내가 누군지 모르는 거. 상대가 나를 모르는 거.
나 한 번 알려줘 잠깐.
I always forget he is like
한명
a foreigner in a way. Like he is still Korean, but like he is a foreigner. Like he was raised in the US, so there's kind of certain terms and things he might not understand, especially if it's in like text form.
1대1이 아닐 뿐이라고. 그런 건가?
그럼 이것도 붙어 있으면 좀 그렇긴 하겠는데. 좀 떨어져 있어야겠네. 누군지 몰라야 되는 게. 좀
So I wonder, is it
의미가
like individual chats or is it like a big chat room where everyone's in?
링국 이런 거 할 때마다 조용해지더라. 집 아니 전부 다. 심지어 오는 전화도 아닌데.
그렇게 전화 아니라서 다행이다.
So I'm not sure if this is a thing. It probably is, right? Like I've noticed a lot of Koreans have Samsungs instead of iPhones, which makes sense. Samsung's a Korean company, right? It is a Korean company, right? I'm pretty sure it is. I think it is. Yeah, it is for sure.
아무것도 안 들어오는 거 아니야?
Oh, I see what's happening. So I think each guy has like, no, that doesn't make sense. I think each person has like a chat room and everyone knows that that's their chat room. And then the people that go in are anonymous. I think, maybe.
사실 이제 나한테 뭘 궁금해할 사람들이 있나? 뭐 나한테 질문할 게 있는 사람이
I don't think anyone else but like Junsung might go in this chat. Maybe Sanu will, but like everyone else is like, why would I go into his chat? Like we know it's a done deal with him and Junsung.
있나?
At this
다들
point.
자기의 호감을 표현하기에 바쁠 시기인데 와봤자 누가 오겠어. 형이랑 누가 봐도 준성이 형이었어요.
성우 방에 들어간 건 이유가 없고요. 당연히
It's like,
들어가야
well,
했던 거고.
it's like whatever the group chat am I gonna enter? Like, I like that jacket. But his man too is just literally a Pinterest board for all the nice clothes. Even though each fucking piece of clothing costs like $700, but Bro's of typing out a fucking essay. What's he writing? Oh,
빵이 터져?
내가 나왔는데.
that was sad. I do feel sorry for Song. Like I actually do like personality wise, he is one of my favorite members. I just think he's like he needs to deal with his own things before he gets into a relationship, in my opinion.
말을 좀 듣고.
저희 첫날에 셋이서 만나서 데이트를 한 기억도
Like honestly, this is the only like this type of love triangle is like an acceptable. I don't like love triangles in general, like in life or in like in media or in general. I just don't like them. But if you're gonna have a love triangle, have it like this, not like the disaster love triangle on the other side. You know what I'm talking about. Those three. Like this, it's healthy, it's respectful, it's not cruel. You know, like people know the boundaries of where to stop and where to, you know, like so. This is if you're gonna have a love triangle, this is the way to do it. I think.
좀 뭉클하는 그런 감정이 좀 있었어요.
That was a pretty chill group chat. That wasn't too like drama, but the next group chats I feel like are going to be filled with drama. I feel like Min Sung's group chat is going to be insane.
일단 대렬이라는 닉네임은 형준이 형인 것 같고
Yeah.
그 강아지 그림은
everyone knows it's
형이었던
him.
것 같아서 고마웠고 무술이라는
사람 진짜 밉다 이렇게 얘기를 했거든요. 근데 왠지 그분도 카톡에 계셨을 것 같아요. 왠지.
Okay, Januk, I wasn't expecting the intensity out of nowhere. That's crazy. Yeah, that, I feel so sorry for Sanu, bro. Like, because he's just such a chill dude as well. Like, yeah, even when he's had issues with like relationship stuff, he never like was mean about it. So it's like I feel sorry for him.
무슨 말을 해도 제가 하는 게 이상하더라고요. 융이에게 보내는 메시지는 몇 번을 지웠다 썼다 했던 것 같아요.
I guess he's sorry for like rejecting him, probably. Because he knows Yoongi is like obsessed. Not obsessed, but you know what I mean. I wasn't expecting that chat to be filled with as much drama as it was.
살짝 좀
Oh no, he was Daniel. Okay. So they have 2 chances to join a chat of their choice. Okay, that makes sense.
융희 씨 말고는 솔직히 기다리고 있던 사람은 없었어요. 만약에 혼자 있으면 또 어떻게 하지?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's gonna join his chat room. Maybe Yoongi will join it. I don't know. Because he's got 2 chances, I think.
공룡?
Dinosaur. Who's that?
공룡 닮아서요.
어릴 때 공룡상이었다고 친구들한테 많이 들었던 별명이.
Actually, I can low key see it. Honestly.
아마 다들 기억 못할 걸요. 한 1일차 때인가 첫인상 얘기하면서 그랬던 거라.
I love how Jano clocked it immediately that he remembered, like the nickname.
모르는 사람이랑 진짜 익명이랑 말하는 척. 근데 융희 씨가 들었으면 하는 그런 말들을 했던 것 같아요.
I don't understand what you're trying to say, bro.
만나고 오늘까지 계속 룸메.
Why enter the chat? Who's this? Who's why? Who could that be? I'm someone who liked you. Why? Who could why be? I know you're pretty charming. You have to show up. Because okay, it's definitely not Sun-woo. It's not Jun-sung. It's not. I think it's Sun-ho. No. Yeah, I think it's Sun-ho because I feel like they had like interactions, quite a few. I think they're pretty close. So I think Sun-ho.
닉네임이 단순하고 그런 게 준성인 것 같아요.
형진 씨였을 것 같아요.
Oh yeah.
어필.
Yeah, true. That is a very Yanjin vibe type thing to say. But still, I'm surprised that he took the initiative for that.
한 1000번 말했던 분은
That was a pretty depressing chat. I'm gonna be straight up.
하고 싶거든요. 근데 이게
길다면 길고 짧다면 짧아.
둘 다 타이밍을 놓치진 않았는데 이상하게 그냥 내 차례가 됐어.
Oh, it's the son who's chat. I wonder who's gonna contact him. I think Yoongi will enter for sure. Ooh. Jun-sung, okay. Yeah.
전 중성 마녀였어요.
There was like 4 people in that chat room.
아무도 모르지 않을까?
Pretty obvious people though to jump in the chat.
많이 들어오셔서 그냥 기분이 좋더라고요 오랜만에.
I've actually realized this with like shows like this, like dating shows, whether it's like straight or gay or whatever, is the one that's popular like throughout the show or at the start of the show always ends up like not being chosen at the end. He might have been already like given up on Min-sung, to be honest, at this point.
고맙고 미안한 감정들이 많이 좀.
Like not giving up, but being like fucking, I don't know what to do anymore.
선우 형은 몰랐을 것 같아요. 제가 좀 다른 스타일로 말을 많이 해서 오늘은.
용희는 버팀목이 되줬다라고
He clocked that shit
말해줘서
immediately.
제가 더 고마웠습니다. 용희의 응원이 저한테도 많이 버팀목이 되었습니다.
Honestly, I'll say this about Sanu is I think he's maybe not the best partner, at least at this stage, romantically. I think he has work to do. But I think he's genuinely probably one of the best friends like you could have. Like friend-wise, I think he's good at friend relationships. Like he's there for people, he's helping out, he listens to people. Like, but yeah, I think just romantic relationships, he just has work to. He just needs to work more on himself and kind of knowing himself a bit more. But generally, he's probably like one. I would say he's probably like the best friend you could have in the house out of all of them. He's good at friendship. I'll say that.
잘했다, 고생했다, 뭐 그런 순간들.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Toxic Central about to enter.
형진, 형준.
Oh, maybe not, because Hyungjin isn't going to join this, so it's not going to be like a trio, like toxicity situation. Honestly, I think it was the right decision to not go into his group chat, just because like I don't think anything would be achieved with the three of them in there. There was no really conversation that could happen that would make the situation better. So I feel like one of them not entering is probably a good thing. Just it's healthier, but then there might be a like Hyunjin falling behind type conversation. But in my opinion, if I'm Hyunjin and we've had all these interactions and we've done all these things, at this point, if you're still not sure, and I know it's only been like a week, but it's like 24 hours every day you're spending together. So I think like at this point, if you're still not fully sure that you want to pursue this a bit more, I'm just like, I'll leave it in your court at this point. I'm not going to do anything more, really. Like, not that I'm going to do more, but more like I feel like I've done enough things to show you that I care about you and want to learn more about you in a romantic sense at this point. So if you're won over by the other guy, it is what it is. That's so even like I think Hyunjin made the correct decision is my point that I'm making.
이렇게 들어올 거라고 생각은 했어요.
채팅방이 열렸는데
But you can't enter.
들어가지 못하는 거에 대해서 좀
Oh, the cliffhanger is crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably like 95.6% sure that Minsung's going to end up choosing Hyunjin. If he doesn't, I'll be mad surprised. But honestly, I think he should at this point because I genuinely think it's not like him and Hyunjin won't work out just because I don't think Minsung is emotionally available, number one, but also I don't think he's emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship with someone who wants to communicate in the open way that Hyunjin wants to, but he's scared to because he's scared of Minsung's reaction to, like not reaction, but he knows that Minsung isn't going to react to that in a proper way because he was trying to be open with Minsung when they were talking on the veranda or on the balcony, but Minsung kind of just like shut that conversation down by like, oh, we should just keep ourselves open to possibility and like just whatever else he said. So I think that was a clear sign that he's not really ready for a relationship that is an adult, emotionally mature relationship, honestly. Like I think like Minsung and Hyunjin particularly are their view of relationship is kind of how a teenager views their relationships, like chaos and just, you know, like, and indecision and lack of communication. Like that's what they remind me of right now. And I'm sorry to say, I don't think they're inherently bad people or anything. I just think they are not those two in particular is not someone I would ever want to be in a relationship with, like a romantic relationship. Just, yeah. So honestly, that's why I do think he will choose Hyunjin and I hope he does just because I don't think, like at most he might, if he chooses Hyunjin, I think they might date for like a month at most and then they'll break up. Like it won't work. I'm telling you. But we'll see how this all plays out. Thank you guys for watching. That was my reaction to episode 11, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.